Are y'all ready to get this started?
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Sit your ass down and get ready for the next episode of the Urban Green Room. The Urban Green Room. With your hosts, Marc A and that dude D. Lewis.
What up, world? It's your man D. Lewis. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Green Room podcast. I'm flying solo tonight. My co-pilot down bad, so I'm gonna have to hold her down. Just me and the fellas in here tonight. We got a great topic for you, but first let me get into the introductions. Y'all got two familiar faces over here. We got my man, the legend, the myth, the god, Willie LeBlanc. How you doing, my dog?
What's going on, man? How's it going?
Good. Then we got my man, Wally Slizz, fan favorite, my man, my mellow, my ace. What's up with you, kid?
What's good, Melodious, man? It's all gravy out here in California. Yeah, just trying to make it happen, man. That's it.
For sure. And now we got a new face to the Urban Green Room podcast. Hailing from Queens, NYC, QBC.
Yeah.
You ain't think I knew, did you? Yeah. From the QBC, chilling down in Georgia right now.
Yep.
He's an author. My man, Marc A. Bousajour.
Oh, okay. All right. You know how most people normally do like Bousajour and they stretch out the Jour. So it's like they announcing it like it's a ball game. You know, like in basketball when they announce
That's because I was nervous as hell. I'm going to edit that. You know it.
Yeah. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I don't even sweat that no more.
That's right.
Everyone been messing up my name since elementary school. So
I met this cat. I met Marc. I believe we was in Chi-Town at one of the urban book joints. And he was mad cool. We kicked it for a minute and I bought one of his joints. And Split Decision is called. Yo, it didn't disappoint. Dope read. And I just heard he came out with a second joint. A sequel to it. So I definitely gotta cop that because I want to see
that is fire.
I want to see how it go.
Yo, because the story continues. Believe me. Like I'm gonna talk about it later. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Cool.
But
I was digging the way the first joint ended. And it was hoping you came back with something to continue that how it go after the after the beef and all that.
My editor was the one that said, "Yo, because she loved Split Decision. She's like, you gonna leave it like this? You need to write a sequel." I'm like, oh, all right. You know, I'm gonna reach him in the dome and see what I got going on. So.
No doubt. So we're going to have all of Marc's information like we do with all our guests on our webpage, urbangreenroom.net. So make sure you check his stuff out, support. You know how we do it in the Urban Green Room. So now, we all been hearing about it. We done all saw it or clips of it or know somebody who done seen it. The whole Will and Jada beef. It's been all over the internet. But everybody's talking about it, giving their opinion on their relationship. I want to take a different angle in the Urban Green Room because their relationship is their relationship. They got to deal with that. I want to break it down on a personal level, but I want to take it from a different angle. I want to talk about men and infidelity tonight. So, you know, there's been a lot of comments about how Will was feeling. Either he was mad, he was sad, he was angry, embarrassed, whatever. So I want to give the listeners and the viewers a glimpse into the male psyche. I think we got a pretty diverse group here of black men. How do we feel about that topic? Like, so have you guys ever been in a relationship where the woman has been unfaithful?
Absolutely.
Tell us about it, Willie.
I mean, it was a while back. And I was dating a young lady. You know what I'm saying? We was in a cool ass relationship for a little bit over a year and a half, going on 2 years or whatnot. And I thought everything was cool at first.
You know, I mean, she had an ex-husband, you know what I'm saying? They stayed in communication. I didn't really stress on her, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, she said they were friends. And this was during my little time that I was, you know what I'm saying, doing some old other ass, not so legal activities. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Allegedly.
No, it wasn't even alleged. This, you know what I'm saying, I was convicted of
I tried to cut you some bail.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm not gonna let you sell me out like that. I mean, I did what they said I did. I did my time. And, you know, I had took a little trip, you know what I'm saying, and came back home. Me and my lady, you know what I'm saying, we had rented a little car or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, to get around for a couple of days. And I was at the house, you know what I'm saying, she had went out with her friend girl or whatnot. And she didn't tell me when she got back home. I just happened to be walking outside, smoking a cig, you know. I walk out, you know what I'm saying, she all hugged up and kissing on her ex-husband. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying, where this come from? You know what I'm saying? I didn't flash on her, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go off on her or whatnot, even though I had every right to, but I did. You know, and you know what I'm saying, short story even shorter, you know, it had been going on for a while, you know what I'm saying? She finally fessed up and told me it had been going on for quite some time. And I did what anybody's supposed to do, you know what I'm saying, when infidelity pops around, you know what I'm saying? I left the situation. And I didn't look back. I didn't want to look back. Because, you know, it kind of hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, here I am thinking I got this, you know what I'm saying, I'm giving this woman my everything. And she's out there giving part of herself to somebody else. And that really hurt, you know? So that's kind of where that, you know what I'm saying, that was one case, but there's other cases, you know what I'm saying, in my life that I'm just not going to put out there.
That's cool. Sliz, Mark, y'all want to jump in on that? Y'all ever been in a relationship where your partner was unfaithful?
Well, I'm a single man now, but you know, I think the last person I was involved with, it was really an amicable separation. It wasn't like, you know, she cheated on me or vice versa. It was a fact that, you know, we kind of just got together and said, you know, this ain't really working, you know, and we were going out for a good bit. But after that, you know, kind of like when we were deep into our college years, you know, we kind of decided to kind of split, but it wasn't like Jada's situation, just, you know, it wasn't like that. You know, I don't think I've been in a situation like, you know, what's going on out there. You know, it's just that I thought was trifling. I don't care how you slice it, you know, wasn't no entanglement involved, but, you know, it was just her trying to make her own rules, because a lot of women, I think right now, they're trying to make their own rules to kind of excuse what they're doing in a way. You know, not all women are like that, but some women do. You know, I'm not going to lump everybody in the same class, but
yeah, we're going to get to that too. We're going to get to that thought. I got some thoughts on that as well. So, yeah. So it wasn't where one or the two of y'all was unfaithful. Y'all just came together and said, you know what, we don't want to do this no more. Let's do something different.
Yeah. And we started seeing other people too. So it was like, you know, at that time it was like, yeah, let's just call it right here. We're still friends, but, you know, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So,
cool. Sliz?
Yeah, I've been stepped out on. I mean, a couple times actually, and that shit sting. That stings. I mean, it stings bad. So, like, my ex-wife, she stepped out on me, and we kind of took turns doing that shit to each other. We was childish as fuck, but young though, you know what I mean? So I don't hold that against her. We still friends to this day, and yeah, but that hurts, you know, when they carrying your last name around and swinging neps all through the club circuit, you know. So that's it fucks with your it fucks with your psyche for sure. No lie on that one. Yeah, that shit hurt. Yeah. That shit hurt.
I before I was married, Yeah, I had been stepped out on, and it hurt like a motherfucker. The relationship was strained at the time. I mean, I wasn't even living in the city, you know. I had moved for a short, and we were still together though. She'd come visit and all that other stuff, and something went down where she was pregnant. And so, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely me. But it turned out that, it wasn't from, word on the street and all that other stuff. But so yeah, it hurt like a motherfucker. So I can't lie and say that it's never happened to me, or that I've always been too much of a player for something like that to go down. So no, we ain't gonna do that tonight. So okay, we got some experience with that then. So, and we all say it hurt, right? So the question I got is why does it hurt? Is it the fact that she was with somebody else, or is it pride that hurts? Is it the fact that other people know about it? So like their situation, like the whole world knows right now, but to break it down on a micro level in our own little worlds, if everybody else know, so like you were saying, Sliz, how is that the reason for the anger or the hurt or the pain? How y'all feel about that?
I mean,
go ahead, Willie.
I mean, like you said, I mean, like everybody else knew about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to be out of the loop. If, if something's going on, that's concerning me, I want to, I want to be in the know. Like, my thing is, like, my personal saying is, don't talk about me, don't talk around me, talk, if you're going to talk about me, talk, say what you got to say to me, not around me. Mm-hmm. And because of the situation, nobody was telling me that my lady that I was with for like all that time, was stepping out, but everybody knew. Like everybody was like, smiling in my face, it's like, oh, y'all make a cute little couple. When in reality, they wasn't even talking about me and her. They was probably talking about her and somebody else. I mean, and when I love hard. You feel me? Like, that's just me. I love extra hard. So I don't just give the whole 100%. I give like 150, 200% every time. And if I'm putting that much effort into my relationship to get stepped out on, I feel like, am I doing this, because, am I doing this just to be hurt? Or, I try to figure out what I did wrong. That's my thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you make it. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's real shit.
It definitely puts that doubt there. Like,
that's real shit. No, especially as men, society raises us that we have to be a certain way, or we have to exude a certain presence in order to be men. Right. So I can definitely agree with what Willie was just saying, for sure.
Like, because we're men, or because we're black men, we can't have emotions. We can't feel a certain way.
Right.
We're supposed to like just brush it off when a woman treats you some type of way, or when they say, oh, okay, he'll get over it because, he a man. But no, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Or it's we're supposed to be alpha. We're all supposed to be alphas, right? So that ain't supposed to happen to me. You dig what I'm saying? It can't never happen to me. My game is tight. All that kind of stuff that we say when we're young and don't know a whole lot about life yet. Yeah. Sliz, though, you agree with Willie, or you got some different thoughts on that?
I agree wholeheartedly. Like, just to add to it though, like, I'm thinking back to all the emotions. I couldn't even identify them, when I was 23, 24 years old, going through that shit. It all just manifested itself in anger. But, when I'm since we talking about it, man, I was disappointed, yo. You know, and it's like women outnumber us 3-1 on this planet, and I picked this bitch that's gonna sit up here and, you know, like I went to go visit my brother in prison. This is how I found out, D. Like, for real, Mello. Like, I went to go visit D. I went to go visit Dio in prison. This dude is in Elmira.
Fuck out of here.
And I went to go see.
We went up there together before.
Right. When he was in Elmira. So I go to see Dio, and man, what's going on out there in them streets, B? What you talking about, man? He was like, yo, I heard your wife was in the city jumping around with some ball player. And that shit was real. So I get back to the town and, you know, confront her about the shit. You know, of course she admitted it. And it's like, God damn. Like, it's just, I was disappointed, man. I was disappointed like a mug. So I went on a rampage for like 2 decades. But it didn't make up for the fact that, you know, because, you know, you was there. I love Tam. I'd have gave my right arm. I'd have gave everything for that woman. And yeah, I was disappointed like a mug. So that's what got me the most, was just the disappointment, man. Like that shit crushed my soul. No lie.
For sure. I think for mine's, you know, I agree with that. You know, I think the feelings, what was I, 20, maybe 19, I think.
You talking about who I think you talking about? Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't know really how to deal with none of that, compounded by the fact that it's right after or very shortly after Sleep,
right?
You know, after he got murdered. And I just didn't know how to process it, I guess. So it was just anger. I mean, it was a lot of anger, and I think just because I didn't know how to process that, plus everything else that had happened in my life to that point, it just came out as anger. And I was so mad. I hated that girl. I hated her. And I hated her for a long time, a really long time. But the craziest part about that is, I mean, how I was living my life back then, it's not like I was faithful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This motherfucker over here. See, because he knows too much about me right now. So, yeah. But if I really had to break it down, I think it was more so the blow to my ego and the embarrassment I think I felt because other people knew about that shit and I didn't know about it. You know what I mean? I think that's where the anger came from. Like, did I really care that she fucked somebody else? Probably not all that much, right. You know, because I was doing my thing, you know, shit, I was fucking mad bitches, right. You know, but the fact that I'm walking around like shit, I'm the best fucking player there ever was, you know, I'm D. This is who I be, you know, and yeah, the shit stung and it hurt because I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed that cats back in the low knew what was going on with my situation, you know, and I wasn't even in town, you know, so I think that's, you know, sitting down talking about it today, that's probably where the anger came from, for sure. But so
I always said that Will had that boomerang treatment. You ever seen that movie Boomerang? With Robin Givens?
Yeah, Marc A.
Jada, basically. I mean, come on, man. Because, you know, Will probably thought he was a man, and then, you know, one day he wasn't the man, you know? And his woman ended up treating him the same way.
Is that how it went down, Willie? You got Marcus rammed in the house?
That's pretty much how it went down, man. I mean, like honestly, you know, like for a whole 2 years, I mean, almost. And it was just like, you know, I was in love with this girl, you know what I'm saying? I really cared for her, you know what I'm saying? Her family, they, you know what I'm saying? They had mad love for me.
Mm-hmm.
then one day, you know what I'm saying, just out the blue, I find this out, and I'm like, damn, I guess it wasn't as good as I thought it was. You know, everything wasn't as sweet as I wanted it to be. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, that was a whole lifetime ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've learned how to notice the signs, if you will.
So now, Willie, you said something, and Mark said something that kind of made me. It brought something to mind. So we're all sitting here. We're talking about, you know, our past relationships and indiscretion on the ladies' end. So Willie said he did what anybody should do in the situation when it happened to him. He got up out of there, skedaddle. Sliz had a different take on it. He said they went tit for tat for a while before that kind of dissolved. Mark too mentioned something that made me, and all these things made me think of what are we expecting from women when men aren't faithful? Have any of you guys ever been unfaithful in a relationship?
I mean, as a grown ass
These
man,
motherfuckers got quiet as hell.
But as a grown ass man, I could wholeheartedly admit that, you know what I'm saying, I done stepped out a couple of times, you know, and at that, you know what I'm saying, this was like way after a lot of shit that went down from, you know what I'm saying, towards me. I just stopped giving a fuck. You feel me? If I got caught, I got caught. You know what I'm saying? I had a little bit of mouthpiece, you know, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I guess you can call it double standards, if you will, because
that's, you know, where I was going, Willie. That's where I was going.
Because I expected the woman, you know what I'm saying, to just sit there and take the behavior that I was dishing out. Mm-hmm. You know, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, when a woman dished that same behavior out, I accepted it for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Until I got wise and, you know what I'm saying, just disappeared on her ass. But now, you know what I'm saying, like if I'm, you know what I'm saying, if I'm unfaithful now, you know, I just want the woman to just go. Like just leave. You know what I'm saying? Leave.
Yeah, I get you. I'm gonna come back to you on that. Because I guess I'm gonna stay with you real quick. I'm gonna stay with you, Willie. So you said you just want her to go. So why not just tell her to go? You know what I mean?
Sometimes women
we want
just
our cake and eat it too.
We do. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I mean, that's how I felt. Let's
get real, y'all. For sure, let's get real.
That red velvet shit. You know what I'm saying?
Liz,
I'm too old. I ain't got it to give no more. I ain't got it to give. So like if I'm in a relationship in the first place, like that's hard to do. Like since Tam, it's only been 3. You know, since 2000, I've only been in 3 relationships, and when you know, like I said, I went tit for tat for her, but I don't do that shit no more. So if it's
how about with the other 3 after Tam? Did you do it then?
Nah,
okay,
not at all. And like I'm kicking motherfuckers out, like just beat it because I ain't
sure.
Too grown for that. But I do understand it though. I understand it. Believe me, I just ain't got it to give no more. It take too much energy and it fuck up my vibe. You know what I mean? And I'm forgetful, so I can't remember who the hell I'm supposed to be where and this and that and the other. So that's why I moved the way I moved today, because I don't owe nobody shit. I don't have to explain myself.
Thanks.
Like, you free to do whatever it is you want to do. I'm free to do whatever it is I want to do. Don't question me about it. And if you question me, then I'm gonna tell you the truth is, because I can remember the truth, but I can't juggle 3, 4 women lying to them all. Like, nah, I can't do that. Like, so I just juggle them.
Mark, you ever
Yo.
step out?
If I ever stepped out? Oh man. Well, I
You
haven't
ain't on
officially.
trial, Mark. You ain't on trial. Come on.
No.
I mean, keep it real, man. Just
No. I got you. I mean, I can't say I stepped out. Like, I guess it depends what degree, because I say it like this. I haven't slept with anybody else when I was in my last relationship or my last girl. I didn't sleep with no one, but not to say I didn't flirt with anybody else or didn't talk with anybody else. You know, I have
Ever,
been
Mark.
talking.
I'm talking ever. Not
Ever?
the last girl.
Oh,
in
ever?
case he watching. So last girl, no, he didn't. So come on now, Mark.
Well, we
This
talking
the Urban
about
Green Room, baby.
I got you. I mean, I could say when I was in my younger years, like, you know, I'm giving my age right now, but maybe high school, you know, if that, you know, I've messed around a little bit, you know, but it wasn't. Like for me in high school, relationships wasn't really a serious thing to me, you know, just because I was like a person that, like everybody else, you know, everyone want to get their rocks off. They want to do what they want to do, you know, and not be judged for it. So I guess that's how I was. I didn't take nothing too seriously. So that's why I didn't really get into a serious relationship in high school, really. I was just free flowing. Yeah, just moving. You know,
okay.
I'll chill with a girl for a few weeks. Then after that, move on, you know. So that's the way it was for me. And really, I was just trying to handle my business, do my own thing. So it wasn't really, I don't think I fully stepped out on anybody like that, though. You know, I can't say that I did. So, you know.
All right.
But I'm listening to y'all. I see the stories, you know. So
fair enough.
I'm telling the truth, you know. I'm sticking with it.
Full disclosure, for the sake of full disclosure,
For the sake of full
yes.
disclosure, yep.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have been unfaithful within my lifetime. So, and you know what? I guess that's a great segue into this, because first off, before I go there about the double standard, I got another question that leads into that. So women, at least I've been told that there's two types. There's two types of infidelity. There's the physical act, and then there's emotional attachment that is also taken as being unfaithful. What are y'all thoughts on that? Like, honestly, do y'all agree with that?
I mean, the emotional attachment, that's probably my area. Like, you know, I have been emotionally attached with other women while I was in a relationship. Yeah, I've been through that. So, but as far as the physical, I don't think I ever went so far as to physically, you know, cheat on her. But I've been known to flirt around, you know. So, you know, that's basically so it's more of an emotional attachment to just different women at once, you know. But that's pretty much where it stops for me.
So do we as men, and we've most of us have been stepped out on it, do we agree that there are two different levels as women do? Is there a physical and emotional, and which one's worse?
So I would say yes, because
physical leaves DNA, so you know. the physical leaves evidence. You know, I mean, no face, no trace, with the emotional.
Okay.
I mean,
so we got Mark's answer.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, yeah, there are two types of, you know what I'm saying, of infidelity, if you will. I guess you could call it that. And in my opinion, the emotional is the worst of the two. Because for me, like, if I'm flirting with somebody and I'm giving them like some real hardcore emotions, whatever relationship that I had before that is done. You know? And same thing with women. I mean, women will tell you in a heartbeat that when they cheat on you, that's more of an emotional thing for them, even if it does turn physical, but that becomes an emotion that they can't shake. And if I'm loving somebody and I'm cheating on them with somebody else, or I'm just flirting with somebody else, I'm giving somebody else my time and my patience and my, my attention. Yeah, that's the worst thing that I could do, because my time and my attention is precious, and it should only be reserved for the person that I'm with, and vice versa. The person that I'm with, their attention and their time that they can be putting into a relationship should be reserved for me. So for me, it's like I said, the emotional is the worst of the two. I would prefer for a woman to just go out there and get her rocks off and come back on home and just tell me about it, as opposed to a woman going out there getting her rocks off and kicking it and spending time and, and hanging with the fam and shit. That hurts even. I mean, they both gonna hurt, but the emotional one is gonna be the one that's gonna hurt the most.
Basically, when she hiding it from you, or just like, not even just being upfront about it, right?
I mean, like, for me, at this point in my life, like when I was younger, I wasn't able to tell. Like shit would happen, I'd be like, yo, it ain't happening unless it's being told to. Nowadays, it really ain't no hiding it from you now, because if my lady, is cheating on me, I know my lady, first and foremost. That's part of me being in a relationship, is learning who my woman is.
Right.
Learning her, her emotions, her, learning how she get down, kind of matching her routine with my own routine. If any part of her routine is off by a millisecond or by any fraction, I'm gonna be able to tell. So it really ain't no hiding it at this juncture in my life, because I'm gonna know. I mean, she don't even have to open her mouth and tell me. I'm gonna automatically know.
All right, it's Liz.
Emotional infidelity. I guess I respect it. I mean, it must be real. Too many people say that it exists for me to, renounce its existence. But I don't. Right. I don't. The fuck is that? Like, I don't think. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't believe that, and I could be wrong, but I just don't believe that if a woman hang out with me for 6 months, that some dude just gonna come in and, get that type of attachment. Like, that's gonna take some time, and I have to be fucking up majorly, like, for that to happen. Mm-hmm. Now, like what Mark said, the physical, that shit leave DNA. Like,
Come on, man. That's real, saying, bro.
That's real. That's real as a battlefield, man. But the emotional thing, I mean, nah. Like, you might be mad at me, and then hold on. You might be mad, and then you'll go out and put on your fucking girl dress and all that shit. But then, at some point, the woman is gonna talk to me, because that's just the way that it's been for me. They eventually gonna say, well, you neglected me, or, well, that's usually what it is, neglecting me. I'm going out of town working, or I'm in town and just spazzing the fuck out, and something traumatic didn't happen in my life and I check out. So, but as far as like an emotional indiscretion, that hasn't happened to me. Now, like I said, it's usually about attention and neglecting. So they go out and do something to get my attention. But we're gonna come back home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't. Honestly, I don't. No, just being real. I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. As someone who's been unfaithful and having to have those hard conversations, women will leave you emotionally first. If they are in a serious, committed relationship with you and they actually commit the physical act of fucking somebody else, they've left you emotionally already. Like if she's in love with you, you her dude, y'all rocking hard, she's left you already before she committed that act. And that's the level I'm speaking of. I'm not talking about we just been dating for a couple months type thing. Right. I'm like, yo, we've been rocking.
Right.
And if she does that, it has, she's left you emotionally already. You fucked up majorly for sure. And it could be a tit for tat, but it's still an emotional separation between the two of you. And women, in my opinion, most women, at least women that came up in our generation, I'm going to say, for when you have sex with them, there is for them an emotional attachment. And I got my own theories on that. But emotions do tie into it. You know what I'm saying? I think so. More so than just anger. For women, certainly. That's just what I think about it. So yeah, and I think the fact of knowing that hurts me more. Like if I'm madly in love with this woman, to find out that she's not as emotionally attached to me as she used to be, which forced her into another nigga's bed, that's hurting me more than the actual fact of fucking this dude.
What you mean forced? What you mean forced her into another man's bed?
Well, maybe not forced her into another man's bed, but caused her to seek out, attention from another man and end up in his bed.
What you mean caused her to do that shit?
Her emotional detachment. She's not that attached to me anymore. For whatever reason. Relationships happen, shit happens in relationships. Whether it's my fault or whatever, or she just slipped up on a humbug. That shit happens a lot too, where they at work and they get this bond with somebody and it becomes emotional, and next thing they fucking. That happens too. But somewhere along the way, she's got to detach emotionally from you to give her emotions to this other cat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's just how I think about it. That's my reason. And then, you're okay to disagree. I'm cool with that.
I'm not disagreeing though. I'm just trying to digest it because, like I'm going through my shit in my head and, with the experiences that I've been through, that hasn't happened to me.
Do you know that for sure? Have you talked to these women?
Yeah.
Like, I would encourage you to backtrack, say, hey, yo, our relationship didn't work out, whatever. Okay. And that wasn't the case.
No,
I'm not saying they don't love you no more. I'm not saying the love isn't there.
Right.
I'm saying emotionally they're moving away. Or they've moved away.
Yeah. So you know me and T, we still get funky. We talk probably maybe once a month. Or, if she ain't got no dude in her life anyway. Then but yeah, when she's, free to just be herself, then we had those type of conversations sometimes. And when the shit comes up, we reminisce on that shit and, just like I said, it was because I, neglected her. And okay, this will get this nigga's attention. If me staying in the house ain't, and making him meals and fucking him right, if that ain't getting his attention, then let me do this. Let me try this. So I've never been I've never had a woman emotionally detach herself from me. Like they'll do that shit, be like, "Wow, nigga, now what? You paying attention now?" So that like, but that's just in my experience, and that's why I'm saying fair. Like I have to admit that it does exist, but it just hasn't happened in my life.
Yeah. Cool. Fair enough.
It won't either. It won't either.
Yeah, okay.
Never say never, man.
Man, never.
Don't even entertain this cat, Mark. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Never.
Don't do it. So, okay. Now let's get into the big word of the day, entanglement. Let's get into this word, entanglement, right? So, are women typically more slick? Are women typically
whatever the word is, whatever the question
shit?
Is, huh?
Like,
boom.
Women more
Hell
slick with their shit than men
Hell
are when they stepping out.
Hell
and
yeah.
a woman would
I think so.
Any woman on planet Earth would tell you that they're more slick than we are because they don't get caught.
Hell yeah. Because we don't give a fuck most of the time. Like we just going to get it. Like that's all we see. They all playing that shit out to a T. Like
you know how they say we got wandering eyes and all that dumb shit. And when they catch us and pop us in the head all the time for doing this shit, rubbernecking, them motherfuckers doing that exact same shit. You ever caught a woman rubbernecking?
Yeah. No. No.
I haven't.
No.
I haven't. Them motherfuckers do that shit slick. Like slick. And
you
like
gotta up your game.
Huh?
Gotta up your game, man.
You mean the
rubberneck no
game?
more? Huh?
I'm gonna rubberneck, D. I told y'all, man. I like pretty things. Like I'm gonna look.
No, everybody looks. Everybody's got eyes. Everybody looks. They pop you in the head because you ain't smart enough to know not to fucking gawk in front of her.
Man,
we deserve to get hit in the fucking head.
We all got flaws.
So yeah, women are mad slicker. But this entanglement thing, which is bullshit in itself, she tried to describe this shit as we had an entanglement. What the fuck is that bullshit? Get the fuck out of here. You was fucking this nigga, and now we sitting here at this goddamn table because of it. The whole world fucking knows, so we got to address this bullshit. So are women, are they changing the game on us? Like, are women changing this shit up?
I mean,
women are becoming...
It's been slowly, I'm sorry, bro. It's been slowly happening. I think they've been slowly but surely changing it up. Because I think what happened is they're getting more wise and more hit to the game, I think, now. Like they say, okay, you know what? I could try to, if they can get away with this, like they're gonna try to test their chances. They're trying to say, okay, let me shoot my shot. Let me see how far I can go in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because to be honest, in Jada's situation, like even before August came out with all of that, I already knew, like, because just the way she is, and there's a lot of women like her. They like to mess around. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could tell when a woman gets around. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but you could just tell. It's just like,
well, shit. I'm hoping you can.
Yeah, because Jada's one of those, like, I was telling my brother the other day that she was like I like to compare situations to movies because I observe a lot. A lot of women like to get their Stella. Stella got her groove back type situations. Like you said earlier, you mentioned when there's an emotional detachment with their partner, they try to find that attachment elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? So I think that she, in that situation, and she said her and Will were separated at the time. And that may be true, like they weren't talking to each other, but they were still legally in a relationship, legally married. So I just think it's her just trying to make excuses. Will wasn't giving it to her. Like she just wasn't, there was no love there. So she's going to look elsewhere for that. That's basically what it is. So, that's how I take it. I don't know. That whole entanglement thing, I didn't buy that, so.
See, one of the coldest things that Jada said to Will during their little red table talk was that it had been so long since she had felt good.
Yep.
That was my big takeaway from that whole situation. And most people were like, oh, well, Will stepped out on her before when yada, 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 this, that, and the third. But Will never told Jada that he didn't feel good in so long. Like, they've been married for eons now. And for her to open her mouth and tell that man that shit to his face. I mean, yes, he's a great actor. Yes, he's a great ass actor. She's a great ass actor, but you can't hide that hurt that man.
Yeah, you saw his face. That's an ego.
Like that, you know what I'm saying? That hurt a lot. And when it comes to, you know, how the topic all started here, we have to remember, you know what I'm saying? All the old heads that gave us the game, some of them old heads had daughters. And they gave their daughters the game. So it's not that they are changing the game. They just now applying the game.
They're getting involved. They're getting off the bench.
They're getting off the bench.
Put me in, coach.
They already got the game plan down pat already. Yeah. Like I said, the old heads they taught us, you know what I'm saying? Like take me for instance, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a little girl. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter. And everything that I was taught about, you know what I'm saying, about the way niggas is, because I'm a whole ass nigga out here myself. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep my daughter hip to that shit. So I already know that she gonna break a few hearts in her life. I already know how she gonna get down because I'm already giving her the keys, you know what I'm saying, to notice, you know what I'm saying, to know what's going on around her. You know what I'm saying? I'm already giving her the game on how to, you know what I'm saying, not fall into these traps. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't want her to come home to my dad. I got into an entanglement with somebody. I'm like, to fight her little ass. But you know, I mean, but that's one thing that I've realized, you know what I'm saying? Like most of the women that's really out there, you know what I'm saying? They glorifying the side dudes, you know what I'm saying? But when a nigga say that he got a side chick, oh, he ain't shit. That nigga, he ain't nothing but a whole ass cheater. But shit, you was just glorifying you had a whole side dude.
Mm-hmm.
Or you was just glorifying how you had some random ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, buy you this or feed you that, or you know what I'm saying, take you here, take or do this. But we wrong for doing the same thing that you was doing because we're not born women. Or I don't even like using this term, we don't identify as a woman. So we're automatically in the wrong, and we're called misogynists or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. It just lets you know how bullshit it is. Yeah, that just lets you know how bullshit I feel that word is because I can't pronounce it. But I mean,
Sliz nodding his head up there.
Hell yeah!
I mean, but they want to make us feel bad for doing the same shit that they do. And then when they get caught, you know what I'm saying, they want to be like, oh, well, I wasn't feeling this type of way about you at this time, so that's why I did it. You know, so they go grab 4 or 5 of their homegirls that already knew about the situation. They get together, they start, you know what I'm saying, dragging me through the mud and shit. But damn, I just did the same thing last month, and I got the whole business handed to me. Now I'm getting the business handed to me again because you did the same shit that I said I did. How does that even work? Like, where do I, you know what I'm saying? And back on the double standard thing, like, is it really us men that have double standards, or is it the women that have the double standards? Because Will had did the same shit that Jada did, Will would have been all kinds of everything that his mama did not name him on the day that he was born.
Mm-hmm. Hold that thought, Willie, please. Please hold that one. Hold that one, because that's coming. That one's coming for sure. For sure, that's coming.
I'm hold back. I'm pull back.
Yeah, pull back, please. Pull up. So, Sliz and Mark. Well, Mark, you answered that one already, but Sliz, you think, or what's going on with the women today? You think they changing the game, or they just got off the bench?
Let me make this abundantly clear. Women have always manipulated the game. That's how
Facts.
how Adam ate off the tree. You dig? That's how we all
back.
in this. You got to go back to the beginning if you want to know the fucking truth. You got to go back to the beginning if you believe that shit. But I'm just saying, you know, for the purposes of this conversation, women have always had the upper hand because they got the pussy. So they always got the upper hand. So it's not like they getting up off the bench. They flexing.
Okay.
And that's what it is nowadays, because you go back to our grandparents, right? You know, that was a man's world. You know, this ain't no man's world that we live in today, with dudes with man buns and capri pants and all this shit, like coming up with all these words and entanglements and social distancing and all this bullshit. Like, none of this shit is real, man. But that's the way they, and when I say they, I mean women, that's the way the game goes. They always control it. They've always controlled it. And they allow us to think that we're the ones in control. You know? Like when AA was talking about a couple shows ago about wifing up niggas, you know, did you get your wife, or did your wife get you? Did them girls that you press, you know, did you snatch them, or did they snatch you? They put themselves in a position where you see them, but they already had it in their mind. Yo, I'm gonna take this nigga down. That's the way the game goes. So once you understand that, then you got to navigate around it so that you don't end up getting your face ripped off or your soul snatched from you. But yeah, women have always, they've always been on top.
Ran it, yeah.
I'm rocking with that. I'm rocking with that for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. So, double standard shit. So there's two separate ones I want to get into. So going back on, you know, through history, women, I think, have been conditioned in the past to accept men indiscretions. Guess we'll call it that. Not entanglements. I'll call it indiscretions. So they've been kind of conditioned, you know, throughout history. I mean, historically, men have, sure, that's what we've done throughout history. So now that, you know, women are kind of stepping up and doing the same things, are we making a double standard by expecting them to continue to rock with us, but we won't rock with them for the same types of behavior?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let somebody else take this.
I don't move like that anymore. I mean, at one point, you know, when and it wasn't too long ago, maybe within the past 10 years, that I expected women to eat the shit that I dished out, for sure. You know, like you said, we all got egos, and at some point in our lives, we didn't, you know, thought we was that boy. But then after some heartbreak, years of therapy and shit, you know, it's like you gotta see what the root of all that junk is. So, you know, since we having this conversation today, I can only speak for myself today. And yeah, I don't fall into them snares. That's bullshit. If you move a certain way, you ain't got to worry about no double standards. I ain't got to worry about nobody stepping out on me. because I'm not with somebody. You're free to do whatever you want to be and be whatever you want to be and smash who you want to smash, as many as you want. Our time together is our time together. Ain't that what Jay-Z said? Our time apart is our time apart. So when I do find myself or starts, looking for that special someone, then, I'll be sure that I'll be on my P's and Q's so that I won't have to hear my, wife or girlfriend, significant other tell me that she didn't feel good in a long time. Because, yeah, Willie right, man. That hurt me to hear her say that.
Yo, don't think it was lost on the women out there that she smiled and shit while she was saying it too.
Oh,
I know she was. Yeah.
They took that to church.
No, she did. Like, look at the tape. She smiled saying the shit. So
right. And the shit with that though, y'all, is that them motherfuckers is in an open relationship. So, like how what's the word I want to use? Like how absent must Will have been for that woman to say that to him? See,
now he necessarily didn't have to be absent. He necessarily did not have to be absent for her not to feel good or for her not to be happy. Niggas is in their house all the fucking time, and they women think they absent because the shit ain't moving the way it's supposed to be. Like, so just because I'm sitting here in my house doesn't mean that I'm present in my relationship.
Exactly, Melodious. Exactly. So and when I said absent, I wasn't talking like
I took you as
present. No.
Got you.
I mean, like however they run in a relationship, whatever, sure. The parameters of how they conduct themselves, Will and Jada, whatever that was, you know what I mean?
Got you. For sure.
Because for a motherfucker to have that type of, to be Will Smith, pocket full of money, and he had this, they got this open relationship. So there's no need, at least in my head, there's no, well, here's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Shit that happens to me, if a girl step out on me, a woman step out on me, it's because I allow it. I'll fuck up somewhere. Ain't nobody just gone. I don't care if it's Morris Chestnut. Morris Chestnut can't fuck my bitch at all. I don't care who it is, LL Cool J. It ain't gonna happen. That's
LL
just
smashing
me.
that bitch.
If I say it's okay.
LL smashing.
If I say it's okay.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
But you know what I mean? Yeah.
I get you. Yeah, I get it.
So for her to say that, then something was off. Something had to be off. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening.
And that's their shit. That's for them to figure out. That's for them to figure out. I do, though. However, back to the question, I do. I think it's been a double standard throughout history. Yeah. I mean, Willie even said as much earlier. He's like, yo, we got to go. I'm out. Yeah. Is it right? No, I don't, I think historically what men have done is we've tried to shield the fact that we do hurt if some shit like that go down. So I think our natural reaction is to just be like, fuck it. In order to save face, I gotta bail. I can't keep rocking with you no more because what is everybody else gonna think?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just, I guess, how my mind and my reasoning is trying to move through this conversation as to why that is.
You also got to think about, I'm sorry to interrupt, bro. You also got to think about like brand protection too. They trying to protect their brand too, because you know how everybody is saying, oh, I want that Will and Jada relationship. Remember how many times you used to hear that? So
I still want it.
Well, I don't know now, but I mean, but before this whole thing, went down, though, but it's like, yeah.
I'm bringing this down on a micro level though. Like, yeah, we're discussing it because the world's discussing Will and Jada, but like on a micro level in our own personal lives, like, I think that's how my mind is thinking. Like, you know, let's say the example I brought up back in the day, I had to go. I had to like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that reaction, one, is because of anger, and I didn't know how to feel or how to process it. But right after that was like, well, shit, if I want to remain that dude, I got a persona that I need to maintain. You know, I'm young at this time. Of course, I told you I'm about like 19 or something like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that's always been a double standard, and we've always expected our woman to take that shit until we get older and realize that life is a whole lot more complicated when you start dealing with relationships the older you get. Yeah.
Willie,
that's how I see it.
What you thinking, Willie?
Oh, Willie deep in it.
Check this out, right? So when it comes to like that aspect of it, like I'm just to the point to where, you know, yeah, I did want that Will and Jada love because, you know what I'm saying, like it was bonkers, you know what I'm saying? Like they living the dream, you know what I'm saying? They're a power couple. Like Will is an A-list actor. Jada is still an A-list actor. They, you know what I'm saying, they can both hop in a fucking movie right now and that shit, you know what I'm saying, it'll be like top of the charts tomorrow. But at the end of the day, do I really want the relationships they have? Like, do I really want to be in a relationship where my wife or my partner is not feeling good all the time? Because as her partner, it's my job. It's actually an honor for me most of the time to make her feel good. And if she's telling me in front of the world that she hasn't felt good in so long, I'm gonna have to stop and reevaluate. Like, wait a minute, what am I not doing right now? And you can almost bet your bottom dollar that after that shit was taped and Will heard that shit, he had to go back and rethink about what, you know what I'm saying, where he made the mistake. Right. Because let's keep it real. Jada ain't going to tell him where he made the mistake. Most women don't. They don't tell you where you fucked up until it's already too late. You know what I'm saying? Until they already in another situation with someone else, they're not going to tell you, oh, this is where you made the mistake. We need to fix this now. They're going to wait until all after the fact, after they done got into their entanglement, into their situation, you know what I'm saying, until they done already, you know what I'm saying, hopped on the next man joint, you feel me? Then they're going to tell you, well, I only did that because you didn't do such and such. You know what I'm saying? But then they expect us to tell them when we fucking up. I mean, when they fucking up.
So again, I think we back to the emotional attachment. Right?
Yeah, it's yes and no. And now, you guys can drag me for this or whatever. I mean, yes, the male ego and the male pride is, you know what I'm saying, is part of our, you know what I'm saying, our makeup or what have you not. Our DNA makeup, we'll just call it that. But the woman's ego and the woman's pride is more serious than ours. They take their shit to heart. Yeah, we act on ours, but they don't act on theirs like we do. And when they act on it, it's a problem at that point. Because we've already bruised it enough, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go throw my fuck 'em girl dress on. Let me go throw my fuck me boots on. You You know what I'm saying? Let me go hit this club with my, you know what I'm saying, with my, you know what I'm saying, with my homegirls, get a little liquor in my system, and find me a nigga to go ride home with tonight. You know what I'm saying?
I capitalize on that often.
Or let me go on a girls trip.
You know what I'm saying? Let me hit this girls trip. Or you know what I'm saying?
Ironically, she was in a movie girls trip too.
Ironically,
she was in a movie girls trip, and this whole shit went down.
Tell
that's
Mark.
why she played that role so well, because she was doing that shit.
Right.
She was filming.
If I'm not mistaken, that movie came out around the same time that she had her entanglement.
Right.
Man, will you stop saying that fucking word?
Nah, it's too funny. Keep saying that shit.
Columbus discovered America and shit.
So Will, you said it gets to the point where you ain't picking up on the shit and she ain't gonna tell you and she says fuck it. Right?
Man,
so is that saying so she's not, they stop being invested in the relationship at that point?
And when they stop being invested, that's when the shit hits the proverbial fan. When we stop being invested in it, when we stop being invested in a relationship, it still got a little life left. When a woman stops investing in a relationship, it's a done deal.
It's done.
It ain't no. There is absolutely, positively zero get back
when a woman hit the R. Kelly when a woman's fed up.
Oh
man,
yeah.
It's a wrap at that point. There's nothing that we can say, do, or buy that will make a woman come back.
Nothing.
When she stops investing.
Nothing.
And
that's the damn truth. That's the honest truth.
I mean, it's cold hard facts. I mean, and it's facts that we just have to, you know what I'm saying, understand. It's just bad at that point. We can stop investing in something and come back to it later on. You know what I'm saying? If we quote unquote give up on a relationship, she can talk her way back in. When she stops investing in a relationship, we can't talk our way back into it because she already know what we all about at that point. See, one thing that I've noticed about the women that I've ever dealt with, all the women that I've dealt with have always never been game goofy. They ain't never been game goofy. They've always been sharp as fucking needles. They've always, been on their P's and Q's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They know when I'm fucking up. They know how I'm fucking up. They know who I'm fucking up with. They let that shit happen, though. They let me fuck up.
Hold on, Willie. Hold on. Let me ask you this real quick. So, while you're fucking up, none of those sharp-ass women, they never said nothing to you?
See, and that's
ever?
Nope.
And that's the trick right there, right?
I agree. I'm rocking with Willie on this one.
They don't say nothing because they're acting on it.
Oh. Well, then mine be giving me the heads up all the time. My son's mother, I came in the house one day and CeeLo Green was rocking and talking about, I'm moving on. Whatever, however that fucking song go. I hate that fucking song. That's why I don't know it. But that shit was rocking. And, I peeped it. So I'm like, yo, you feeling a certain type of way? And then, we had that discussion. And she was like, yo, you better fly right. Or I'm almost out of here. And I didn't fly right. And she was out of there. So, at least in my experience with females, they always, come in, they give me an opportunity to fix it. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
They give me an opportunity to fix it, because they invest so much into the relationship.
They do know.
They know what you mean. They know what?
I said they do know. They know when you fucking up.
Right. Yeah. And they'll tell you. At least that's been my experience, Willie.
And see, but I you know what I'm saying, I agree with you, you know what I'm saying? I feel that. But at the same time, like if I'm fucking up to the point to where I'm just not giving a fuck if I'm getting caught up no more. When I say fuck it and I just start fucking up and I'm just, you know what I'm saying, doing all my little stepping out and everything, the woman ain't gonna say shit because 9.5 times out of 10, she doing the same identical thing, but she just ain't getting caught. she's already on the same shit that I'm on. Which kind of, you know what I'm saying, which kind of leads me to say, you know what I'm saying, when a woman say that, you know what I'm saying, that she's, you know what I'm saying, a reflection of me, I take that shit serious as a motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, you got to. You got to, motherfucker, yeah.
I take that shit very serious because I know how I am, and if my lady is a reflection of me, then I know what she up to. So if I'm out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying, fucking every dripping pussy that's walking by me and everything, I know she out here in these streets hopping on every hard dick that's coming her way.
Well, nigga, then stop.
Trust me when I say this. Believe me when I say this. I'm not the same nigga that I was 20 years ago. I promise you.
Shit, you so stupid.
Because
fuck, man.
Because look,
this man got a lot of information. Like, cut that shit out.
I bullshit you not. When I was in my 20s and early 30s, yeah, I was out there in these streets, bro. I was wild.
Yeah. And
I got cheated on a lot while I was being wild.
But is it really cheating if you cheating?
And that's a whole other animal.
That's a whole nother shit right there. That's a whole elephant in the
Marc
room.
At? Let's get the man up in this. Where you at, Mark? Is it really cheating if you cheating?
Is it really cheating if I'm cheating?
Yeah.
You talking about me personally? If it's cheating?
No, I'm saying like if you cheating.
How you feel about that?
And then your lady, she step out and then she start moving the way you moving. Is she cheating?
I mean, if we don't have no agreement on it together, then hell yeah, it's cheating. I mean,
you motherfucker.
Look. we gotta agree on this, man. I mean, look, she just if I step out and she
agree on it, then it's not cheating.
Well, two wrongs don't make a right, though, bro. I mean, come on.
two negatives make a positive, though.
If you multiply them, they do.
You multiply them, they do.
Damn right.
I know, man.
So I'm gonna take that reaction to have the understanding that Sliz, you say, nah, it ain't cheating.
Nah, not
if I'm cheating and she cheating, then it ain't cheating really.
Right. It's just it's a waste of everybody's fucking time. Like it's infantile. Honestly, like again, you know, this is 40 plus Sliz talking. This ain't, you know, 1990 baggy pants me talking. You know, back then that shit hurt. I could go to the strip club, snatch something out of there, smash it in the back of the truck, and then come on home and expect everything to be right. Nah, that's juvenile. You know what I mean? So this is a grown man talking to you. Like if I'm fucking up, you can only expect you get what you give. You know, you get what you give. You get what you put into the shit. If you out in these streets and wilding the fuck out, and then you turn around and be like, then pay this girl some attention now, and she wilding the fuck out, then whose fault is that? That's my fault. You feel me? That's how that go. No, you ain't cheating. You doing what I'm doing. You fucking up. That ain't no cheat. It's a reaction. It's karma. It's the laws of physics. You know, you smack me, I smack you back. That's what that is.
All right. I'm rocking.
Yeah.
I'm rocking.
I mean, but now, at what point does cheating not become cheating? Like, if it's just one person cheating, is it really cheating if you're not, you know what I'm saying, if you're not 100% emotionally in a relationship, though?
I think so. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Does
like
that other person know?
On that one.
Yeah, because I can't rock with that one. Because
this so right, like hear me out for a second. Hear me out. So let's just say, like, I'm in a relationship, right? Boom, I'm in a relationship, but she's not emotionally all the way there. Like, she's, you know what I'm saying, she's not quote unquote feeling good in a long time, or she's not happy in a relationship. She's not emotionally invested in a relationship. Is it cheating at that point? Like, if one of us step out, is it cheating at that point?
Absolutely. I do. Absolutely. I'll tell you why. Why isn't that person emotionally attached no more? Like, there's got to be a conversation here first. So if we still together and nobody has said or has been able to articulate, we got fucking problems, and if this continues, something else is going to happen, then yeah, because you still aren't being upfront with that other person. So I mean, yeah. So if we've started out in a committed relationship and then one of us goes somewhere else, I say, yeah, it's cheating. Regardless of who drove who apart, it's, you still owe that other person a conversation before that happens, in my opinion. If we're in a committed relationship, you owe that person at least that much.
And I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably going to be somebody that's going to ask that question. Like, well, when does cheating actually become cheating? Like, it becomes cheating when somebody doesn't communicate how they feel. Yes.
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
At the end of the day, that is probably the heart of it. Somebody is not communicating in a relationship, and so that sort of thing is why it happens. I think mostly a lot. Some people is just assholes and just do it to do it. But I think
but conversation rules everything. Like, if you're not having a conversation, or if you're not communicating, or if you're not conversing, if you're not just talking it out, then you've already lost. Because once the communication dies, everything else dies right along with it.
I agree.
Like, because when I was younger, I used to always say, like, this was in my late teens, early 20s or whatnot. I always used to say that trust, honesty, communication, and respect are the four elements that make up a relationship. And if one of them is gone, the most important one, which is communication, everything else falls apart. And I still take that to heart today, because I'm a communicator by heart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I do. And if I stop communicating with, with my potential mate or my partner or what have you not, then something is wrong. Because that means that somewhere down the line, we both felt like we couldn't talk to each other. And that becomes a problem.
Or one or the other felt they couldn't talk.
Right.
What woman don't feel like talking?
Trust me, they exist.
I ain't never seen it.
They out
Fool looking around. Stupid.
I'm trying to find one right now.
No, I'm leaning. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Sliz on that. I think most of the communicating issues happen with the men. It's on the male side. Now, that is not saying that most of infidelity is man driven. Because actually, if you look at statistics, more women in marriages step out historically than men do.
Yeah.
It's the communication part that's the driver, though. So if she's trying to talk to you and communicate to you, but you were just blowing her off and you don't want to talk about the issue, you'll drive her away. eventually.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. She'll get tired of trying.
But let the world nowadays tell it. It's always the man that drives everything. I mean, let them tell it. That's
really never been the case.
Really? We know that it's not the case, but let them tell it. We the ones that kick everything off, and that by itself is bullshit.
Of course it is.
I'm gonna call a spade. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. That's complete utter bullshit. Because, like I said earlier, like women glorify themselves having side niggas, side dudes, or even side chicks for that matter. They glorify that. They love to talk about.
You're talking nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays they love to talk about how they got something on the side of their main relationship. But then when a dude come out and say, "Oh well, I got a side chick," yada yada, this, that, and the third. Oh, well, all men are cheaters and all men are dogs. Y'all always doing some dumb shit. Well, damn, like, but you had a whole side nigga last week.
So now we get into the flip side of the double standard. So what you're saying today, women are the ones with the double standards as well, because they're expecting us to remain faithful, but yet they want to move how they want to move.
See, you see more and more of that happening now, though. I mean,
you see it happening quite a bit nowadays. Now,
now.
Now, is that their expectation, though?
That is their expectation. Because they all. I mean, I've heard at least 50 women per day say that they go
50 women a day. It's like that in Vegas.
I mean, it's like that on social media. They gonna do what the fuck they want to, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it, and who they want to do it with. But let a dude say that he gonna do that same thing in that same element. It's a problem. Women just, as the old saying goes, girls just want to have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. Girls just want to have fun.
So hold on, Noel. So are we saying? I don't know. I guess I don't know that I'm rocking 100% on that, because in order to do that, I would have to take, everything that's posted on somebody, socials as gospel of how they feel.
I mean, I don't. I take everything.
I think a lot of that shit just be. I don't know. Maybe it's my naivety because I haven't been in social media except for the past year. I had a brief stint.
I mean, just like
7 years ago.
I mean, it's just like telling the, you know what I'm saying? It's just like legends. Every legend carries some fraction of truth there. It just make it blown up a little bit more. But just like you, I take a lot of stuff that I see on social media with a grain of salt. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm peeping, you know what I'm saying, who's saying what. If it's the same chick, if it's the same chick and the same dude saying pretty much the same shit all the damn time, then
right.
I'm like, they keeping it a buck. But if it's just somebody random, like saying, "Oh, you know what? I just came from this nigga house and came back to my dude and yada yada this for the first time in like 5 years," jaw jack. You know what I'm saying? You selling wolf tickets out here.
Wolf tickets out here.
I mean, I just told my whole age with that one set. You selling wolf tickets out here.
No doubt. So, all right. Great conversation, fellas. Great conversation. So, no, we kept it real. I think the world will enjoy this one. Get a glimpse, into the male psyche, how we think, reality.
I got a question, though.
What's up?
What if Jada would have stepped out with a chick?
With a chick?
Yeah.
She would have still been in an entanglement.
Yeah, that's what Willie said. What Willie said. It's still an entanglement.
I mean, let's just keep it. I mean, now.
Great question. Nah, it's not. It's not. It's not the same. And most niggas are gonna say it's not the same. I'm not gonna say all, but most are gonna say, I can live with that. Let's bring it all together.
See,
you know what I mean?
That woman, that side piece gotta want you though.
I can't. You know, I can't 100% roll with that for the simple fact that, I mean, okay, so let's just go ahead and put it in a bigger perspective, right? Like Walt said, what if she had stepped out with a chick? Okay, Will probably would have been okay with that, or any dude would have been okay with that, or any chick, for that matter, would have been okay with that. But the minute she tells that man that I haven't felt good in so long, that's where the problem arises right there. Because now it's not only does it bruise that man's ego for her to even have to tell him that, now it's even hurting even more so because she's telling him
she had to find it in a woman,
that she had to find what was missing in their relationship in another woman. And that right there, that's a dagger to the heart right there.
Yeah, man. A dagger. Come on, man.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark. Expound on that for me, man. Go ahead, Zo.
No, I got nothing else to say though. He pretty much wrapped it up for me. But
nah, Mark. I mean, you ain't coming in here doing that.
I mean, let's keep it a bug. Keep it real.
No,
man.
I mean, if it's a girl, I mean, if my wife, or because I'm not married, but if my wife cheats on me with another girl, I'm
cool, right?
I'm gonna feel some type of way though, man. I mean, because you're telling me that. What can she give you that I can't give you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, for real, you know, I'm going to feel some type of way. That's just me. But, you know, I guess, like I said, it's about communication. I mean, if you're not communicating and there's no type of, you know, emotional attachment or nothing like that, I don't know. It's going to be too much. I mean, it's going to be honest, it's going to break my back.
You ain't going to be able to compete. You can't compete.
It's going to break my back, Daryl. I'm sorry, bro.
You can't compete with it.
Yeah.
I can't give you what a woman give you.
Right. It's going to break my back because I know, look, she's, I'm feeling
it. Mark is feeling it. On that note, we gonna wrap up.
I mean, can I just say one last thing before we wrap it up, man?
One last thing, Willie.
Let me just say this. Like what he says, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't compete with that, right? Like one, what can that woman give you that I can't? Mm-hmm. And two, what is it that I didn't give you that you had to look for in that woman? Right.
Maybe she didn't look for it. Maybe that's just where she found it.
But you had to be looking for it to find something, though.
Not necessarily.
Not really.
You ain't ever stumbled across $20 just floating down the street?
I was looking for money that day, dude.
My luck ain't that good, man. I don't got luck like that.
I agree though. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're not looking. Sometimes you're not looking.
Sometimes you ain't looking, and you just find yourself in a situation where there's plenty of shit that a woman can give another woman.
I mentioned that earlier. I mean, shit happens. Life happens. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody looking to do dirt. Sometimes shit just really does happen. So,
but in their situation, like let's be for real here. In their situation, right? If she ain't feeling good about something that's going on in their household between the two of them, then she had to be looking for something. And if she was looking for it in another chick, then some big Willie ain't doing that's causing a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it for $1.
For sure.
I'll get the sandwich on that one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank all y'all, man. thanks for joining me tonight. We keep AA in our thoughts and prayers.
For sure. Rest easy.
Yeah, I hope she get back. She probably gonna look at this and be like, shit, I can't get sick no more. But hey,
give her some prune juice. She'll be all right.
It's been fun. It's been real as usual. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Of course, we're going to have everybody information on the website. Thank you to Marc A. Looking forward to book 2 as well. I definitely got a cop.
Yeah, get that, man. I'm telling you. That one.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We're going to have all that information on the Urban Green Room website. And hey, that's how we get down, baby. We out.
Right.
Thank you for tuning into the Urban Green Room podcast. Let's keep the conversation going. Hit us up at urbangreenroom.net or on our Facebook or IG page.
I always follow them.
Tell us what you think about today's conversation. If there's a topic you want to discuss, let us know. And by all means, tell a friend. The Urban Green Room podcast, giving you something to talk about. Until next time, we out.